Welcome. This class is all about internal rotation. So we'll do lots of different mobility movements and pieces, but the overall theme is finding an internal rotation of your bones so that we can start to stabilize and equalize the body in space. We'll start with a seated cat-cow. You might roll up a blanket or a bolster and place it under your bum for these first few poses. But come to either a cross-legged seat or you can sit back on your heels. Place your hands on your thighs. Take a long deep breath in through your nose. And a big sigh, a big exhale out through your mouth, just to arrive in your movement practice. And then blink open your eyes, and as you inhale, can you roll your shoulders back and look up? So your scapula are coming towards one another. And as you exhale, your scapula are moving apart as you round into your upper back and look to your belly. Try that a few more times. Extend your spine, draw your shoulders back, and it can just be a tiny, tiny movement. It doesn't have to look the way I look. And then round into your spine and look to your belly. One more time, shoulders stretch back, heart and chest open wide before you exhale and round, curling in. Now return to a neutral spine. Your spine is long, 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 long. Start to rotate towards the right. Take your right hand behind you and place your left hand across your right thigh. If you can catch it, that's great. You'll add a little resistance. Lengthen through your spine as you breathe in. And on the exhale, you might even peer back behind you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, deepen the twist. It's coming from the rib cage, from the lumbar and thoracic spine. One more breath in and out. Return back to center. Pause here. Inhale. Exhale. Turn to the other direction. Place one palm behind you. Your right hand cuts across your front left thigh now. And you'll inhale length through your spine. Exhaling rotation, maybe into the head and the neck. Think about length as you breathe in. Draw your ribs back as you breathe out. There's one more deep breath in and out here before you rotate all the way back through center. And when you come back through center, breathe in and breathe out. Now turn your body around onto all fours, stacking a little blanket or cushion under your knees if you'd like, and place your palms flat onto the floor. Palms are flat on the floor just beneath your shoulder blades. Can you really push into your right knee? So let the right knee bear a lot of weight here. And lift up your left hand so it hovers above the floor. Engage your core. If your belly's really caving down, engage your core even more and pull it in. And just start to slowly hover your hand back towards your knee. You're not going to touch your knee, you're just coming in that direction. And then place the left hand forward, drop it down, reset, restabilize, root down through the left knee and left hand, and bring your right hand to a hover. So that right hand is just a few inches away from the floor. Engage your core so it feels like your front ribs are really hugging in. And draw your right hand hovering above the floor back towards your knee by any amount. Again, a really small movement here. Lower that hand down. Take your knees really wide. Bring your big toes to touch. And sink your hips to your heels, but pause here. Pause here and walk both hands over towards the left by any amount. Now you might bring your head to the floor. If you have a block handy, you could take your head to a block instead. Breathe into the side of your body here for 3, 2, and 1. Push the floor away. Tiptoe your hands over to the other side. You can bring your block with you if you're using one. So now we're starting to create some tension in the side of your body, in the lower back. Breathing here for 3, 2, And 1, perfect. Take your block out to the side. You might use it again later, you might not. And now lift yourself all the way up to stand. Take as many steps as you need to get there. And find the wall. So if you have a wall space nearby, you can take a minute to readjust your video until you can access the wall. Good. And then can you come right up to the wall with your hands and your left foot, bend into your left knee, reach your right leg back, and really push through that right heel. Finding a nice deep stretch through your calf. The arms and shoulders don't have a lot of work to do here. They're just releasing while your lower body gets a big, big stretch through your front thigh and through the back calf. Hold here and breathe for 3. Good. For 2, think about internally rotating that front thigh. And 1, use your hands to help you step that left leg back, right foot forward before you bend into your right knee. Now the heel can lift up off the floor. Adjust your stance until you feel a good deep stretch through that back calf. Bend deeper into the front knee. Pull your pubic bone up. Your tailbone drives down, and you might even get a big stretch through the front of your left thigh. Breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. Step towards the wall. And now can you take your right hip towards the wall, right foot towards the wall, and just lift up your left leg. Good, lift up your left leg. Can you point your knee towards the wall and then bring it back to normal? Point your knee towards the wall and bring it back to normal. And now take that left leg and anchor it back behind you. Pull your heel in towards your bum and take it back down. Hug your heel into your bum and take it back down. And that's it. You might take a little swirl with your leg afterwards. Otherwise, you'll turn around facing the opposite direction. The opposite side of your body is here against the wall. It doesn't really need to use the wall, but it's there to catch you if you need it. Lift up your opposite leg, your right leg this time, and internally rotate. So when I say internally rotate, it's like your femur bone, all the flesh around it are drawing towards the medial line of your body, towards your belly button, and then turn it out. Internally rotate again, and turn it out. Let's do it one more time. Turn that out. Take your leg back behind you, and can you just bend your heel towards your bum, straighten it back down. One more time towards your bum, and straighten it back down. Good. Come to stand on your mat, and look at something completely still. Something completely still. Take a deep breath in, and exhale. Good. Now could you take your left knee, lift it up, and place your left foot against your inner leg, above or below the knee. Don't worry if it goes really high or stays low. Place your hands together at your heart. Inhale for 1, exhale. Inhale for 2, exhale. Inhale for 3, exhale. That's good. Take that foot down, restabilize, and switch sides. The opposite foot comes into your thigh, hands to your heart. Inhale for 1, exhale. Inhale for 2, exhale. Inhale for 3, exhale. Great, great work. Take the foot down, shake out your legs, shake out your arms. You take a moment to come back down onto your yoga mat, okay? So if you wandered over to the wall, come back to your yoga mat now. Oops, watch out for all your props on the way. And now could you sit down on your knees? Knees are coming in towards one another. If you have a block, please sit on your block. Maybe even sit on a few blocks here. So you can see what I mean by internal rotation in this pose. The knees are driving inward. The thighs are curving inward. And that might be more than enough for your body. So you could just stay here. This is called hero pose, Virasana. You could also walk your hands back, lifting your heart and chest, and then softening through the pelvis. And I hope that you start to feel some work through the fronts of your thighs here. The option to go even further back is always there, but it really depends on what kinds of props you have nearby. So you don't want to push your body into a place where you get stuck and you can't get back up, right? But the deeper you go towards the floor, the deeper the sensation in your quads and the fronts of your thighs will be. Loads of internal rotation happening here. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands down to lift back up. Walk your hands down to lift back up, and then turn your body around. Move your block out to the side and come to lie down on your back. We'll use the block again in this pose. This is bridge pose. Take your block and place it right under your sacrum. Right under your sacrum. Maybe you place it at its highest height or at its lowest height. As long as you don't feel any pinching or really intense compression in the lumbar spine, you can take that block at whatever height you want. Hands are either on your belly or alongside your body, and your chin is tucked in so the back of your neck stays long. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Inhale for 1. Exhale. If your block isn't on the lowest height, turn it down to its lowest height so it's flat. Then simply extend both legs out on your yoga mat and they'll flop out into external rotation. So this is the opposing action for all the other moves that you've done. Take 3 deep breaths here. Perfect. Bend into your knees, pulse your hips up, and release your hips down to the floor. Squeeze your knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug. And for that short practice, you can lay your body flat, maybe taking props under your knees, or even take your feet hip distance apart, mat distance apart actually, and let your knees cave in towards one another. Place your hands on your belly. So constructive rest is actually forced internal rotation, and if you're naturally externally rotated, this will feel a little bit janky. But this will be your Shavasana, so can you take 5 deep breaths here? Good, stay with it, take 1 more breath in. And exhale. Shift your hips over to either side, carefully roll over and come all the way back up to sit. Connect your hands in prayer, set an intention for your body, maybe for your movement practice, somewhere you'd like to see yourself or something you'd like to feel. Take a deep breath in. And exhale.